remix. I have a remix of Bobby Fitzgerald.
Oh, did we put a different beat?
Oh, Langford, take it away.
Give it to me.
You can feel in the Bay Area the energy, the love, the appreciation. Because when you think about it, from Stockton to the state's capital, from the East Bay to Monterey, from Marin County to San Jose, the city by the bay and the town.
I got the north, got the east, got the west with me.
Dub Nation,
don't mess with me.
Appreciate these days.
Cause we can do the food.
They don't come around very often. I lied.
Put that on something.
I lied.
Put that on something. I put that on bread.
Warriors ground.
You run up on me and get your man beat up.
Dub Nation.
Hey, that is fire. Fire. Who created that?
That's Stephen Langford.
Damn.
Come on, I said that. He's created it on
So
the
that was
fly.
all you.
Yeah,
good.
Shout out to Warriors World for the inspiration. But I could not help but think of New Oakland by Mr. Fab when he was just going through all the cities, everything.
From the East Bay to
So
Monterey.
good. That was so good. So me and B, when we were at SoFi, we hit this corner, and the next thing you know, there's a huge party of Niner fans, and they were blasting that song.
That's right.
And we jumped
the
in the
tailgate.
middle.
Yeah,
and there was
yeah.
like 200 people just spraying beer. Wow,
Well, they
that
pushed us
song
into the mosh
knocks.
pit. I didn't want to get
Yes.
into the mosh pit.
My
and they
jersey was
pushed us
covered in
into
beer.
it. There we go.
Yeah.
Bate Shasky, and then that hook
was
came on,
crazy.
and it was like the highlight of my life. I really
Nice.
thought I was in a music video.
That's probably the livest SoFi's ever been, you know?
Probably.
Because whose house? Well, it's actually not the Rams' house, as we've discussed on our show many times.
Niner house.
Well, it's everyone else's house. It's actually it's a shared house, and the LA Rams fan base. Who had that graphic yesterday?
I think it was a Twitter account.
Yeah.
Sunday Night Football on NBC.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Throughout, who's got all the California fan bases in the NFL? Which fan base is the best? Is it Niners, Rams, or Chargers? And we're like, how the hell? Who came up with this question? And what East Coast city do you live in?
Whoa.
Because the 49er fan base engulfs both of the LA teams and then some. The Chargers are not top 10 in California in terms of fan bases.
No.
So, anyway. But we all been
But
down.
they
We've
won a
been
Super
down
Bowl in that stadium, so we can't say anything about the Rams
Well,
right
the
now.
Rams, right, not the Chargers.
Right, but the
the
fan
Chargers.
bases
Yeah,
and
the
you know
fan bases.
the general passion therein. It's not even close. Chargers are barely even top 10.
Remember the parade we went to the other day?
Yes.
How about look up against the Rams
I
parade?
know. Why
Right?
did we brought that up?
Right?
The Rams parade,
I'll
nobody
give you-
was there.
I'll give you this. There are a ton of OG Ram fans
They were out there.
that were pretty legit. Like,
Yeah.
I'll give them.
Oh,
There's
for sure.
some
They were out
old
there.
school essays that were out there that I was feeling like they were good dudes.
And they had the
the
old school
wars.
jerseys
Yeah,
on,
they
the Jim
did.
Everett
They
specials.
hung on to it for
They did.
25
Oh,
years.
yes. No, they
Yes.
did. They were
A lot of
hardcore.
young blood
Don't get in a
jerseys.
fight with those people because
No.
they'll bring it up 30 years
Yes,
later.
they
Yeah,
Remember that time?
There's no fighting at that tailgate. No, I'm not going
No,
to do that.
there's
By the
a
way,
lot of sea
it is-
walking.
it is time for the changeover. The changeover brought to you by the Oakland Police Department Recruitment. Be the change you want to see. You are listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ FM and AC1 San Francisco and Odyssey Station. Download the Odyssey app and favorite 95.7 The Game for the best and most up-to-date Warriors coverage. Willard and Dibs in the building as we talk a little Giants, a little Warriors, and we triggered Willard earlier. We triggered him.
No, I love you boys. You make me run harder when I go on my morning run. I stick my AirPods in. I'm like, what are these two blankety
Go ahead,
blanks
say
that
clouds.
said
Go ahead,
this morning?
clouds.
I just, all it is for me, and I know there are a lot of people that probably like, okay, let me dial in a little further to the Giants right now after what we all been through with the Warriors. I feel like there's a handful of, and I don't know if it's a handful, a portion of the fan base that is going to immediately forget all of the lessons we just learned by watching this Warrior team and apply them to the Giants. Think about what we got out of the Warriors season. Bob Myers, you idiot, get a big man. I told you to get a... Oh, okay, never mind, Bob. You knew what you were doing the whole time. Okay, you're smart. We should have listened to you. What's another thing we said? God, this thing is special because they are homegrown. This is so easy to root for because these are players that came up through the Warriors system. Trade them all right now. Give me my big name. Give me my big bat. And then what else do we learn? Okay, I'm not, you guys got into a Joey Bart thing. I'm not here to back Joey Bart. He looks awful, and he's not a Farhan pick anyway. But Jordan Poole is the greatest example we've had recently of don't give up on guys just because it's been a couple years through the system. Wait and see and let the dang thing pop. These are the things that pop in my mind. Why that parade the other day was so damn special. Come on.
It's a
transfer
fair point.
that.
No, it's a fair
transfer
point.
that to the other teams, please.
Jordan Poole was 20.
Why don't the other teams get that?
Well, because Jordan Poole was 20.
But you're spotlighting one tiny thing.
No, but if we're going to make a comparison on Joey Bart, right? He is 25, and I'm looking around baseball at comparable players. Bobby Witt Jr. is a great example, number 2 overall pick, 23 years old. A year later, boom, he's in the bigs, and he's showing you more already. Even though
Joey might be a bust.
Tiny,
I'm not.
I know,
here to,
and I feel bad saying that.
I'm not here to not say that.
And also,
he might be a bust.
And
It's
he was
got
a
a
number 2
Solomon
overall
Thomas
pick.
feel.
He was a number 2 overall pick. Jordan Poole's 28 overall.
Yeah,
And Jordan Poole did show flashes when he got sent down to the G League his rookie year. Nobody wanted to listen because it was a lost season.
Right, but your conversation was also about this brass who didn't even pick that guy. So what do you want him to do?
But I
they got to
keep going.
check him. You got to see.
But it's been 4
And if it
years.
doesn't
I got to
work-
see some pillar. I'm very interested to see what that pillar is going to be.
But the funniest thing about all this, and I was listening this morning, and I don't get as triggered as Mark because of something that you said, and
Working
this
out
to
hard,
me
man.
is the overarching thing on all of it. They're 9 games above 500. So you guys are going to sit here
Exactly.
and complain and piss and moan about what they aren't instead of what they are. And that to me struck me as the number one takeaway, coming off of 107, and they didn't get it done. This year they're on pace to win 93, 94. If they don't again get it done, and if the youngsters at that point this is really year 2 for Farhan with the pandemic, I think then you can start to take a real expose of what is going on.
Well, and not only the pandemic, but the first year where Farhan, his hands were tied because it was Bochy's last year.
Yeah.
How much
Yep.
was he going to be able to do, which including Madison Bumgarner trading him, which I didn't think he had value at that point anyway. I think they missed a boat on that. But when you look at the pillars and what Shasky's saying, the pillars, and they are 9 games over 500, but who are they? Who are they? Yes, there are 9 games over 500, but you look around baseball, there's so many bad baseball teams.
Yeah.
So you're going to win games on accident because teams are not even trying to win.
We never said that about the Warriors.
No, but they have Steph, Clay, and Dre, and they've won championships.
Right, but
it's a big difference.
But are there not a ton of teams in the NBA
The Orlandos,
not trying
the
to win?
Kings.
There
Mark
are.
Cuban is on record talking about that NBA teams do this, and more than half the league makes the playoffs.
But who's the Giants' Steph Curry?
They don't
Posey
have one.
retired.
Who's
Who's
anybody's?
the Giants' Klay
Who's
Thompson?
anybody's Steph
Who's
Curry?
who's their Draymond Green? Who's their Steve Kerr?
Very different
They've
sport.
done it.
It's a
So
very different
they get
sport,
the
and you know
benefit of
that.
the doubt, Mark. When you win 53 games in a league like this, you get the benefit of the doubt because we said, oh, they've done it before.
Okay, give me the baseball team that's got a Steph, Clay, and a Dre.
There's
Go
no
ahead.
teams that have
Thank
the Steph,
you.
Clay,
I
and
was
Dre.
thinking
But the
Yankees.
Braves,
No,
but the Braves,
I think the
The Yankees
but
have
the,
it.
but the Braves,
Stanton,
really?
Hey,
Stanton,
listen,
Judge,
no, hold on.
Rizzo,
Stanton, Rizzo, guys they just picked up last year in some cases.
they're balling.
But hold on.
No, but you're not going to say that they're Steph, Clay, and Dre.
No, I
That's
agree.
Okay,
I
no,
agree.
you're
They're
not.
an outlier.
But you
They're
have
an
guys
outlier.
who won
that hasn't
championships.
existed
I
since
agree.
Posada,
Okay,
Jeter.
okay,
and, you know
Mark,
what I
you're taking
mean?
it
Like,
literal. They have guys who's won championships. The team the Giants are playing right now have players who've won championships. Ronald Acuna Jr., all right?
The
You got
Giants don't
Austin
have-
Riley.
The Giants don't have players who've won championships.
Brandon Crawford's, he's not hitting anything, all right?
So that's-
Brandon Crawford, and he's never been the anchor of a championship
You
team.
got 2 guys who've won rings who finished in the top 10 of the MVP voting last year.
The Braves have guys who
What are
are
we
anchors
talking
who are in
about?
their primes, leading them to championships.
Okay.
Max Fried, who we saw Monday night, an anchor on that
You're
team.
right. The Giants don't have someone
Brendan
like
Belt
Max
and Brendan
Fried.
Crawford.
What
Brendan
are you
Belt and Brendan Crawford were not
Bonte.
anchors of that championship
Bonte.
team, Mark.
Bonte.
In 2014.
Bonte. It's a good baseball team. It's a good. That's
How
who
good
they
are they? That's all I'm asking.
I don't know. They win at about a 65% clip.
Are they a championship contender?
Yes, of course they are.
I disagree.
Do you disagree? How'd you feel a third of the way through 10, 12, and 14? Did it look different?
12 they
These
were
guys didn't even
elite.
won a wild
12 they won
card.
like 97
Fine,
games.
but
Yeah,
they
yeah.
won.
They had home field advantage.
I agree with
they
you
were
on that.
underdogs in the
Yes.
playoffs
Yes.
all 3 times, and that's a fact.
Yeah.
So, are they a championship contender? Baseball's not like
You
basketball.
don't have Lincecum. You don't have Kane. You don't have Bumgarner in his
you
prime.
got-
You don't have Posey in his prime.
You got Rodon, who
You got
is
Rodon and Webb.
Webb at the top of
I
your
mean,
rotation. You'll
gosh.
put that up against anybody.
Bonte, I guess you're the one asking the questions, and you're the one who needs to answer them.
No, I don't.
Yes,
I'm asking
you
you.
do.
You guys think they're a championship contender?
Bonte,
I don't. I'm sorry, I don't.
What's the
Are
problem?
they going to make the playoffs?
What's the
That's
problem?
not good enough for
a
me,
lot of teams
Dibs.
do.
But that, in
But in
essence,
baseball-
makes you
How
a
many teams make the
championship
playoffs?
contender. Now 12,
A hell
which
of a
is
lot
a
better-
joke.
a hell of a
by the
lot
way.
fewer than in the NBA,
Yeah,
Bonte.
exactly. In the NBA, there's playoff teams and there's championship contenders.
Well, in baseball, it's a lot different.
Totally
in the
different.
NBA,
And you know
I
it.
agree with that.
In football is a lot different too, where the 49ers were not among the top 4 teams in football last year, start to finish, but you got to January and you were good enough to beat Green Bay in the snow, and you were good enough once a week. That's all that matters.
By the way, I
Baseball's
called
a little
that
bit of
once
a-
they got into the playoffs.
Of
I said
course
that
you
Thanksgiving.
did.
No, Thanksgiving,
Of course you
Shasky.
did, yeah.
I said I don't fear anybody in the NFC because
Yeah.
defenses travels,
Right.
running game travels. You can laugh, but I
No.
said it.
No,
It's
You
on
really-
record.
He's off the charts
you had
with this morning
Garoppolo's
show.
back the whole time.
No,
You're
I didn't
right.
have Garoppolo's
You're right.
back. I had the defense's back.
No, you're
I had
right.
the
If there was
defense's back.
anyone at this
And I had
station,
Shanahan's
if
back.
there's anyone here who had the Niners back, it was
Right.
definitely
No.
you,
No. I said it Thanksgiving.
Let's go.
I said around
I can't
Thanksgiving.
wait for
I
October.
don't fear anybody.
I had Farhan's back the whole time.
No, I'm not saying that. I don't trust
Okay.
Farhan's philosophy. That's just me, though.
It works,
I'm not
man.
wrong about it. It
What
works.
do you mean you're not wrong about it? They win their games.
What if they won? What if they won under Farhan? What if they won? We're hanging division banner titles now and bragging about that?
That's an
Is that what
exhausting
we're doing
take.
now with the Giants?
Vontae.
I swear to God, this fan base.
You just said it's year 2. They didn't win in the playoffs, which is way more quirky than the NBA and baseball, and you know it. Where the little Texas leaguer off the bat of Michael Morse ends up winning a World Series. You know it. How are you going to hang that on them already? If this is year 2 of Farhan, you're going to hang on him already. That after 107 wins and a 38-29 record this year, you're going to hang on him. You haven't won a ring yet. You're going to hang. Wait a minute. No, answer that.
All I'm asking is, who is this team? Are they a championship
good
contender?
team, yes.
I don't believe they're a championship contender.
Okay.
And you guys are mad about
then
that.
Neither are the
They're
Braves.
not.
Then neither
I'm
are
not
the
mad
Braves.
Who's their
about it.
anchor?
Well, it's-
Brandon
let's-
Belt has a
let's
shot.
take a step back.
Got a better record than the Braves.
Let's take a
And the Braves are coming. You wrote the Braves off already, and I told you they were going to get hot, and they're going to be in the playoffs.
and we'll
if
see.
you play the Braves in the playoffs, they're going to get smoked. That's just my opinion.
we admit, let's just-
Okay, they
let's-
got a better record than that team.
Well, we
but
admit,
okay.
like right now, when you're looking at this team, Logan Webb's been pretty good this year. Rodon had a bad May, right? Jock feels like the only all-star right now on the team. I'm not saying that you can't win that way. All the rest of the roster has to be really, really, really strong throughout. And I just don't know if they got the health to survive, nor the starting pitching to get us through the end of summer.
Did we get by the trade deadline and we were all wrapped up in the Warriors that we got past the MLB trade deadline? Because I remember last year the Giants, I think they made some sort of an upgrade at the deadline that may have helped them. So
which we begged for.
But the race is not run.
Yeah.
And to think that because they won 107 last year and didn't get it done, that Farhan can't, I think is unfair. And to me, the nature of being a playoff contender or a championship contender, you got to make the playoffs first. Going into the championship run, if they make the playoffs, are they going to be the favorites? No, but they weren't in 10, 12, or 14.
Can't use that as a
Why are we going back
Completely
8 years?
different
no one's
animal.
ever gonna be
You get into the
with the way
postseason,
the
and all you
Dodgers-
need to do is have good pitching, and you can pull off victories, and you can make that happen.
With the way the Dodgers are built,
Exactly.
nobody in the National League is ever going to be the favorite other
No,
than
but
them.
it's not about
Dodgers
that.
and
They're
Yankees.
not,
Period. That's
they're not
it.
pitching really well right now. Number one,
Who's
defensively, the Giants. Like there's some metrics that
Top
say
of
they're
the
not.
rotation is
Yes,
absolutely
Their
it
bullpen
is.
is middling right now.
No doubt.
Okay,
No
they don't
doubt.
have clearly defined roles.
I'm not calling them perfect.
No, and their defense is suspect. Like the key
defense-
ingredients
the
for
defense
2010.
is one of the worst defenses in
exactly.
baseball.
Right.
2010,
Can't win
2012,
like that.
2014. They played elite
Yeah, they're
defense.
9 games above
like that.
500.
You can't win championships like that. You
It's
can't win championships
You can,
like that.
but it's harder. It's harder to do. And if you don't have a great lineup, you need to pitch. And if your pitching isn't great, you need to catch it. And this team needs to do all three in order to win games. But it's June, and they're 9 games above 500. I just don't get the hate.
I mean, this is kind of like
no one's hating.
I
but
didn't even
you
hate.
guys spent like
but
a half
hold
an
on.
hour.
No,
ripping
we weren't
this
hating.
team.
What do
All we
we-
said
what-
was, who are they?
What do
Yeah.
we?
Even Flint just came out here and said it's been a straight
the Giants,
season.
That's who they are. I mean, we did this in January for the Golden State
Who are
Warriors,
you?
right? Did we not
We
say
did this.
Did we not say in January, boy, they need to maybe tweak this. They need to
I
be a
didn't
little
say a
better
damn
than
thing
that.
like that in January
You
when it came
didn't?
to the Warriors.
Nobody said.
I know I didn't.
Nobody wanted to acquire a big man.
No, I didn't.
Nobody said they need to play better defense. Nobody
That was
said they need to
obvious,
turn
though.
the ball over
That was
less.
obvious, though.
Okay, so they need
And they
to
still turned the ball over in the playoffs.
This team, do you know that they're 6th in baseball in runs scored?
No, I do know that.
Yet we yell about, where are their hitters?
Yeah.
I don't know. They might have the rookie of the year. They might have the best free agent signing the offseason for $6 million. They've got the starting left fielder in the All-Star game.
Probably.
They have,
who has outperformed the $100 million man in Nick Castellanos?
They have 3 outfielders against a right-handed pitcher, by the way, which is most of the time, who have an OPS of 800 or above. Their entire outfield is that. They have a top-of-the-rotation 1-2 punch that looks like you can put it up against any team in baseball. What are we talking about?
So what
are you yelling about?
Nobody's yelling about anything, number one. Number two, these same numbers were around last season when they went to go face the Dodgers. And what happened in the last 2 games of that series? What happened in the last 3 games of that series? The bats went limp. The bats went limp. They went limp. Because you're platooning. You don't have any anchors,
right? The
2-1 in a double
went for the
win.
Dodgers, too. That's
so now we
That's
almost won. We lost 2-1. Let me go hang that on the T-shirt. We won 107 games and we lost 2-1 in Game 5 to the Dodgers. It wasn't all bad.
No,
it wasn't all bad.
No,
that's in the Warriors.
Hey,
I could say that about Game 7, 2016. Hey, you know what? They won 73 games. They came up short. They lost 93 to 89. They lost by 4 points. We lost the championship, but we lost by 4 points.
Bonte, this is an exhausting take. If somebody loses a 2-1 ball game that featured at least 4 aces, Max Scherzer coming out of the pen, Urias, Webb. If you lose a 2-1 ball game and your take is the team that lost, their bats went limp, that's an exhausting take.
Why is it exhausting?
Because it's playoff baseball and everyone's bats went limp.
Yeah, but you guys that you counted on went 5 for 76 in the last couple games.
And
you got the same guys back.
76
but you got the same guys back. You got the same guys back. That's not championship winning.
I'd bring
you
it
didn't
back.
get out the first round.
What
are we arguing about?
If I won 107 games, I'd bring my guys back.
Do the Giants need a trade? Do they need a shot in the arm in this lineup?
They need a catcher.
Probably.
Go out and get Wilson Contreras.
Which they'll get. I mean, this is what, every team needs a shot in the arm in the deadline. The Dodgers, did they need a shot in the arm last year?
How you feeling about Brandon Belt's knee? Not good?
I mean, he's finished
if
the game.
If you expect him to have more than 400 plate appearances in the season,
how are you
that's
feeling
a
about Walker Buehler and Mookie Betts? Why do you hang injuries on the Giants
I'm
only?
not hanging injuries
You
only.
are.
I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not at all.
Boy, it
I'm not
sounded like
hanging
it.
injuries. I'm just
It
looking at
sounded like it.
I'm looking at what I'm watching.
Hey, man.
They're 9 games over
You're
500,
not.
and I don't consider them a championship contender.
but
I consider the Yankees a
but
championship contender.
but
I
you're not.
consider the Astros a championship contender. I consider the Braves a championship contender.
Bonte.
Who won the championship?
Bonte.
The Cardinals and the Brewers. I could keep going and going and going
So
and
you
going.
just named a bunch of teams that have a worse record than the Giants.
Oh, my gosh.
You see,
Do the eyeball test, Mark. The eyeball test. You stack the Giants up with this Braves team. You see what it looks like.
I mean, I'm out of bullets. I'm out of bullets.
All right, me
the
too.
eyeball test is they keep winning games.
Right.
But okay.
Cereal draft
I'm out of
tomorrow?
bullets. Yeah, cinnamon toast crunch.
Nah, we're talking Giants. We're talking Giants.
I can't.
We can do a show. If we want to co-host with Willard Dibs do the cereal draft, that's fine. Let's talk some Giants baseball. Let's get down and dirty with that. And the NBA draft. Have a good day, everybody.